always felt like, oh, everyone thinks I'm a weirdo now. Everyone thinks there's like something wrong with me, or I'm crazy, or I'm mental. I'm going down to have a little kickabout with Redcar CF. They're part of an initiative called No Substitute for Mental Health, and I just want to find out what it's all about, to be honest. This football team's part of a campaign run by local guys from Redcar. You all right, mate?
No, mate, right.
Good, yeah?
Yeah.
Beautiful game.
Definitely. The local area, obviously, there's quite a lot of suicides we've had. Lads that we know.
So we've lost mates?
Yeah, we've all lost mates, or we've known lads that from other teams, you know what I mean, that have sadly decided to take their life. So we're quite a close-knit group, do you know what I mean? So if you're having a bad day, then the best place for you to be is around these lads.
That's such a cool thing. I get really bad anxiety, social anxiety, which is a weird thing to think that I'm on stage a lot, and people assume that I'm going to be full of confidence. But my persona, when I'm on stage and stuff, is completely different. It's gone as far as agoraphobia at times, where I couldn't leave my house, and I suffer with panic attacks, thinking I was going to die. I don't know if anyone's ever had that, where you have a physical reaction to what's going on in your head.
Yeah, I've been there. Just when you think life's not going to get any worse than this, and then like at that moment in your head, then you feel like you can't get enough oxygen in to your body.
Yeah, it's hard to describe, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your name, mate? Chris. Chris, like for you, what's your story?
About 8 years ago, I suffered from anxiety and depression when my mum passed away, and then 4 years ago this year, my brother committed suicide. And then a year after, my other brother committed suicide. So I lost two brothers in the last 4 years due to it.
Sorry to hear that, man.
I'm sorry. This is unreal, like what the lads do as well. Coming always asking how you're doing, and being like a big family, aren't we?
The way I.
I've noticed a huge shift in my mood since being around mates and stuff like that. I hadn't really thought about how profound those things could be. It's cool that you've got that. What about you, mate?
With me, I've always been quite upbeat and quite happy, and always never really down in the dumps.
Yeah.
But I got quite depressed a lot about 2 years ago. I was running kitchen manager, trying to run my own business at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. I wasn't seeing my daughter, wasn't seeing my wife, and just lost my whole self.
Got too much for you?
Yeah. The lowest point was when my wife walked in on me trying to hang herself, that was my lowest point. Not many people know that side of the story.
Yeah.
And I was always one of the people that always tell myself I'd never do anything like that. I always thought it was like selfish in a way, wrong sort of words, but that's what I always thought. And then it happened to me.
It starts with a seed, doesn't it, of, you know, I don't want to be here anymore and all that kind of stuff, and it just gets too much for you sometimes, but thank God you didn't.
Well, thanks to my wife.
Thank God for her, eh? I'm glad you're a part of this.
Yeah, me too.
Part of this initiative. It's amazing. It takes a certain amount of bravery for you to all sit around and be open and honest. I always say vulnerability is courage. For years, I always felt a certain level of shame about it. I always felt like, oh, everyone thinks I'm a weirdo now. Everyone thinks there's like something wrong with me, or I'm crazy, or I'm mental. But then I sort of came to realise that it takes courage, it takes real bravery to do that, especially in a group of blokes, essentially, you know. So, yeah, it's very cool. It's amazing what you're doing, man. I will. Do you want a photo? I don't know why, it just happened. It's fucking weird. No, I'd never cry, do I?
Ever. I think you've cried twice since I've known you.
This guy, Chris, he never had any idea that his brother was going to take his life. And, fucking hell. And then there was this other guy that his wife stopped him from killing himself as well. He reminded me of me. He was like a big fan of... Fucking hell. A big fan of my music.
Yeah.
runs a bouncy castle business. It's just the normal bloke. And life got too much for him. And he's, you know, like, Oh, you've been there with me, haven't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it must upset me just because I know I've been there and it's scary. Scary.
It's maybe like seeing somebody else say it makes you realise how much you felt like that as well.
Yeah.
It's good though. Like it's good to get, like, you don't want to suppress those feelings. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just like, I mean, you know what it's like. You've lost people and you just want to stop it from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
Hello, James.
So jump
All
in,
right,
yeah.
mate?
How you doing, mate? You good? Let's see you. It's good to see you again. It was so brief, the meeting that we had at the football, but you were someone that I kind of related to quite a bit. So I just thought I'd see how you were doing.
Yeah, good at the minute.
How's the Bouncy Castle business, up and down?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
It's going well though.
Oh, yeah.
You're more content and you're not in that place you're in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
So I've heard you're a big fan of my music.
Yeah.
What's your favourite
100%.
song?
Quite Miss Home.
Quite Miss Home.
Yeah, it's the one that pretty much, when I've gone through my breakdown, was there, always put a tear in my eye.
Should we have a little listen to it then?
Yeah, why not?
I want to hear you singing along to it. If you don't,
You don't.
whack it up.
That to drown me out, yeah.
To make you think of your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot make some money. I really feel the distance.
Yeah, quite miss home.
'Cause it feels like poetry. And the rain falls down on the window while you're in my arms and I'm watching the TV. I quite miss home.
It's making me emotional now being back here.
Redcar.
Wow, yes. We do this now.
And I quite miss